called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Mary. Mary. No. No. a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening. Over there! There's one of those vermin. No! Please! Stop! I mean you no harm. An end to you! What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Tricky bastard. Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! But you left me no choice. Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry.
Watch
No,
out!
please, stop! Who are you?
There's one of them vermin!
What do you want? What is wrong with you? I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide.
Over there! Right now! It's one of them vermin!
Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here. Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
All it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
That's impossible.
Dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as gold.
Who goes there?
A prayer for the sound my warrior song. A child born from darkness must the extent of his power.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy. This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only. This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who tames blinding sunlight into a glowing
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then... it must make me what I am. I must find him to understand. What I have become.
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here! My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward! Clever fucking beast.
It's locked. I'm still in Southwark.
Over there!
I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Die, vermin!
There's a strength I never knew I had.
It's dead, all right. Look lively! It's onto us!
This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire. I feel like a child learning the limits of my body. My strength, my reflexes. I'm not human anymore. My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. despicable. I have this thirst for blood. The dizziness from the jump. I can control it. I cannot enter. What will London have to say to me? I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked, all right. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
At last, a little life.
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Welcome, sir, to the Turquoise Turf.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know.
Maybe...
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar.
Are you always up?
No, it's only...
You don't seem to...
Most people are sleeping right now.
What's going on?
Too many dead, sir.
The murders.
Bodies found in the street.
The sewer dog.
No one knows.
What have you heard of?
There's a Spanish flu.
Are the authorities?
Nothing.
I just want to talk.
I'm not afraid, sir.
I only see...
Oh. Oi.
I'll leave then. Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize.
Been there, seen that.
Has anybody...
Can't say. Sorry.
This is important.
I don't know, and I don't...
What's going on?
You must be new.
What's going on?
You must be new.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman.
You make it sound like...
People will always believe...
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's...
No, thank you.
Well, grab a chair and get some...
Where am I?
You're at my bar, sir.
Aren't you...
Scared of what?
So you're...
Yep. Figured people...
Why is it going...
You must be new around.
Tell me more about...
Every morning for the last few...
Do the police have it?
Even before the outbreak.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed...
It's been quiet tonight.
You mean he's...
Well, yeah.
Who is this?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well dressed.
How long has...
He rented the room a few days ago.
I need to meet...
Just climb the stairs?
Yes?
No.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
I think I'm losing... I should just as place as I can.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire! Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Say it, the vampire. Present yourself!
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
I have my secrets, as you have yours.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
I heard another voice, that of a woman.
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're...
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago.
How different?
A vampire is at work here.
And what exactly is?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may.
I followed a trail.
You thought I was your aggressor.
A shadow, indeed.
You should let me handle this affair.
No.
How will you do any better than I?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you...
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know.
Evening, sir.
I have a few I spoke to Dr. Swansea.
The truth?
I suspect that someone else was here.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay?
I can feel your
It's Will.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. Is that...
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual.
Tell me about this, William.
Will was a sailor who worked...
Why keep it a secret?
Tom's nothing, if not loyal. After Will lost...
I see.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you were the only other...
Tom, talk to me about...
Yes, Will came by tonight.
Who is he?
William.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah, like many...
How was he tonight?
Sicker than usual, perhaps.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
I need to find him.
You could try his boat. It's up...
Please describe...
What'd you expect? He's a tool.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
I will get to the bottom. This intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city? The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note. These men, they're a company of professionals. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge. Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Fair enough, Tom. Why do they hide where it's so damn cold? This is no place for a gentleman! Over there! There's one of them!
This is no place for you, sir. Crush the leech, boys! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Fuck, it's fast!
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Over there! I can't stand it anymore.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
You're my only friend. I know your heart, William. Alas, you must give me permission to
This
leave.
creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
William, please, stop. It's not too late. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... what manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a... good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Come on, you bastard. You can do better than that. Nah. It's my turn.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
What happened? Did I black out? Whoa, I feel giddy.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished.
Doctor, where have you been?
I found a wounded man, but...
Already making the rounds.
Thank you, nurse.
Dr. Swansea insisted we...
Thank you.
Yes, Dorothy Crane.
I would like to ask a few... What kind of...
Well, you accepted the job from him.
Apologies, I've only just met him.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon.
It's right to assume...
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than...
And Mr. Hampton, the patient...
I gave him a sedative to help him.
If you could point me in the...
Second floor of the hospital.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
He was also very confident about...
What is the Pembroke Hospital?
This hospital is not exactly...
It's more than enough.
Don't be misled by appearances.
What can you tell me about...
Some are really good at...
Tell me more.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further.
Any opinion about...
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me wrong.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr.
Dr. Swansea has already told...
Did he really? It's a...
All members of staff have already...
I see. Well...
You must know, blood trans...
How are things?
Not good, to say the...
An invisible...
Sorry, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital...
We are all volunteers.
I'm not familiar with...
Brilliant professionals. Most
of them.
It would be inappropriate...
Is there any...
Well...
Why should his aid...
I guess it's fair to say is...
Nurse Brannigan, if you do...
No. I'm...
Why does Dr. Tippett claim...
If it wasn't for him...
Dr. Tippett does not think of you...
If you're suggesting...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any...
You're exhausting.
No.
You've nothing to prove.
I am perfectly fine, and I...
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, sir.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed.
That's quite a
You can call me Milton.
I'm not sure
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun...
You have a keen eye.
No need to explain, Doctor.
Are you really...
And why not?
But you're not defending him.
You keep people alive your own...
How is the situation?
You want to hear the situation?
So what do you do exactly?
I've been an ambulance driver.
Since you're on the...
It's a complete disaster.
It sounds like things have been...
Yesterday I got attacked by the...
You left an infected...
Go there yourself if you want.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry. I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fit...
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken...
You guessed right, Doctor.
How is your stay with...
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask you precisely what...
It's the pain, sir.
Can I do anything?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills.
Who is treating you?
Nobody since the old and tired.
You don't seem...
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it.
Where were you stationed?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit. You were an officer, weren't you?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, Sora, I must have...
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and...
You remained perfectly nice.
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief.
Do you know Tom Watts?
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the...
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities...
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their...
How did you end up in William Bishop's?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to...
You dared to enter this awful place.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed.
What is the general situation?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who...
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nick...
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton?
I feel exhausted. Beyond the...
You're in good hands here.
Thank you, sir. I believe all...
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice...
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of...
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doctor.
Why didn't you use your cross?
That's a very strange question, Doctor.
Have you made friends?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke?
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest...
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
The pain. Here again.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Your name has no meaning to me.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed.
And why do you believe?
I don't need to believe anything. It is...
Please, describe...
I can hear my body...
I see.
Never. Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and pale.
I'm assuming you must be a...
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemy.
Who are these enemies?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me.
The staff here are not your...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you...
Who are you, really?
Is that not enough for you?
I'm curious to know who you were.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Doc.
How close are you to Miss...
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still...
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanity.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less.
And it's another good reason for me to stay.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Pure disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doc.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attacked?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a
Do you plan to make him?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you...
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to...
Dr. Reed,
Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me...
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning...
What made you choose to be a...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to...
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors...
I based my technique on my...
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. I'm not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist.
Tell me more about your...
Harvey Fiddick is a patient...
What is it you really want?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings, with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
So tired. Will this shift never end?
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's...
I cannot give up on my children now.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915.
Tell me more about the death...
1915.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelin.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
How are your children?
They were smaller then. The only...
Tell me about your injury.
My wife died because of me.
How could your job be?
I was working a double.
You can't hold yourself responsible.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
As for me...
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick.
What can you tell me about your...
Not much to say.
Are you really that rich?
Yes, thanks to my husband.
May I ask if you...
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost...
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival.
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes. And I paid without question, considering...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
No.
Really?
I don't want to talk.
I suppose that this pain is the reason.
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your...
Mortimer.
How painful is...
So painful I'd rather not.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and...
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor?
That's tempting, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
My sweet girl.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about...
Does my arrival inconvenience you?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swan...
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on...
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps...
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become... displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you...
lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call...
Why do you wish...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to...
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative, it is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir.
A colleague?
Not anymore, sir.
What do you mean? You used to?
No, sir. It is just that I...
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof! No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things.
Since you're not afraid of dying.
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles...
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love luck.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. Find somebody. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
see her again.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died.
You mean you actually saw a
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your... Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan for...
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying...
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples.
Maybe you're right. But we support...
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see the city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by.
What steps are you
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the...
And what about Milton Hooks?
For Milton, any change...
If you feel that saving lives is...
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science...
Milton cheats patients out of their money.
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abuse?
No. It is my definition of getting...
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the...
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did...
Answer my question.
It was my idea first.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. It's locked, all right. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to